Hey guys, so I am here to bring you a really quick story. It's super hilarious, at least to me it is, about like these freaking rabid raccoons that I saw in my backyard. So the other night, well really it was the other morning, I got like some security footage of these raccoons running by my the side of my house, and I freaked out. Like, I've never dealt with wildlife before. Like when I stayed at home, it was completely different because we have dogs, like we have German Shepherds, so if something did get in our yard, like our dogs would they would tear that thing up. So I've never dealt with that. And then, after the dogs do their thing, my daddy, he take care of it. So I've never dealt with that kind of situation. So I caught some security footage of these raccoons running by my house at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'll put that video in. I freaked out, and the video was like weird because the light flicked on at the same time as the camera was recording, so it like has this weird look, so I couldn't even tell what it was. So like a couple hours after 4:30, when I saw the video, I sent it over to like my sister to show my dad, and they were like, those are raccoons, chill out, they should have left already. And I'm like, why are they so damn big? Like, that's not a raccoon, that's like a rabbit monster. So you need to come and take care of that situation. You need to come over here with the dogs, maybe a shotgun, and kill these raccoons. Or like, can I call the police to come get them? Like, can I call 311? Can the city come get them? Whatever. And so the entire time, of course, my dad is like totally judging me. I mean, on some levels, I did start talking crazy because I've never dealt with that before. And so I was freaking out. And like my boyfriend, he's never really dealt with that before. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm just like, okay, chill out. You have to relax because you're being crazy. So I go on about my day. I still think about the raccoons, and obviously I Googled it, and I was like horrified by like some of the stuff raccoons do. Like they are destructive. They like chew on wires. They tear holes in your ceiling and hide in your attic and stuff. I wasn't feeling the raccoons, but I was like, whatever, move on. They claim that, my family claims that the raccoons in the city, like they might pass through, but that's just it. They passing through. So I moved on with life. So I go out later that evening to dinner with my boyfriend, and when we get back, we're getting ready for bed, and we start hearing crazy noises downstairs. And so instantly I started freaking out because it sounded like somebody was in the house. Like you heard footsteps, you heard like it sounded like doors was opening and closing. And so we were like freaking out. Like we like are literally in the middle of putting on our pajamas and stuff, hearing all this stuff. And so we like, oh my God, what do we do? And so instantly I start like, I'm like, at first I had to like kind of calm myself down a little bit. Then I get my phone and start checking like the security system. Like I check the videos, I don't see anything on the videos. I check the doors haven't been opened or closed since we left and came back. And so I'm like, well, it's only one solution. It's those damn raccoons they got in the house and was hiding, and now they downstairs in that kitchen fucking stuff up. But so at this point, I said it's the raccoons, and it's probably only been a minute, but in this minute, my boyfriend has gotten his weapon. He done got his shoes and stuff on. I didn't text my family like, oh my God, come and get me. You need to come rescue us because there's something up in this house. I done called them, told them, you need to get over here, bring the dogs, bring a shotgun. You need to get over here because there's something in this house. And so once I started I didn't really calm down. I sort of calmed down because I wouldn't call it calm. I said, okay, Derek, I think it's raccoons. And he's like, Patty, that don't sound like no damn raccoons. I said, well, I think it's raccoons because it's been at least a minute or two. And if it was a person, they would have came upstairs by now. And he's like, nah, a person came upstairs. But I'm like, we just started moving in, so ain't nothing downstairs. It's some pots and pans you could steal if you really wanted, but it's nothing down there worth taking. So I'm like, a person would have came up here because obviously anything worth taking would be in the bedroom, which is upstairs. Although they would have been disappointed because there's nothing really worth taking over here at this time because, it's still pretty empty. And so I'm like, that's them raccoons. I told you this morning, because I had literally told him, I said, my spirit doesn't feel settled about these raccoons. And I said, and I told you I didn't feel right about them raccoons. They in this house. They downstairs in that kitchen. They tearing shit up. They in the house. We need to do something. And so in the middle of telling this, I get a call from my mom, and she's like, Do you think you could come open the back door? Woman, I gave you keys. You, in the case of emergency, I am not coming downstairs to let you in the house. You're supposed to use your key to open them so we can ambush them. One from the top coming down and one from the back so we could just pounce at once as a family unit. But nah, she ain't got her key, so I said, whew. At first, I honestly said, no, I can't come open the door. Are you crazy? A rabid raccoon is going to attack me. But then I calmed down and I was like, I asked my boyfriend, I said, do you think we can go open this door? And he was like, yeah, but you just need to stay up here. And I said, I'm not staying up here by myself. That don't never work out in the movie, okay? When you go downstairs alone, you don't come back. And the person upstairs gets ambushed. So I said, no, I'm not staying upstairs. I'm coming downstairs with you because I need to have your back and you need to have my back. We're going to protect each other or we're going to both go out trying. And so we opened the door to let them in. And so my dad is like, he couldn't even, he had been judging me from this morning when I had sent him the video of the raccoon. He couldn't even take me. He's already laughing like, ain't no raccoon up in this house. It's windy outside, boo. It's the house making noise. And I'm like, no, it's not the house. I'm like, Daddy, you didn't hear the footsteps. I'm like, Derek heard it. It sounds like something's in the house. They was in the cabinets. And I'm just like freaking out. And so my dad's like, okay. You know, he got to pacify not only me, but his wife too, because she's just as dramatic as I am. So Derek and my dad, they go look around and Derek's like, Patty, stay in here with your mom. And I'm like, all right, I can stay in here with her because, you know, you and my daddy got this covered and somebody got to protect my mama. So I guess if it's got to be somebody, it's going to be me because can't nothing happen to my mama either. So my dad and my boyfriend are looking around trying to find this raccoon. And all of a sudden, I hear this crazy ass noise. It's like, or whatever. It was like really creepy, and I don't know what a raccoon sounds like, but in the panic I was in, I said, that's that damn raccoon. I knew they would find it because my dad had the flashlight and they was looking in all the rooms and underneath everything and in the closets. And why was it my daddy? My mama was heated. She was like, this ain't the time to be playing around, you know, they over here scared, because I was so freaked out. Like, you don't know how scared I was. Like, I probably about passed out. That's how scared I was. And my boyfriend and my daddy just cracking up. Like, they just laughing. So, long story short, after they checked the entire downstairs, the basement, around the house, there was no raccoon. So, I had kind of sort of amplified the situation with the video of the raccoons. But I mean, it was a logical conclusion. So what really happened, so earlier the same day, the contractors painted our kitchen cabinets, so all the kitchen cabinet doors were open. They were open because they had to dry, and if you leave them closed, they would stick. And so it was very, very high winds that day, and it's also a lot of trees outside, which is why I thought the raccoon like jumped from the tree into the house, scurried down, and snuck into the door when nobody was listening. But that apparently was a psychotic conclusion. So it's a lot of trees around here, and then all the kitchen doors are open, and one of the windows in the kitchen still hasn't been replaced. So it's like, it's a good window, but it's not like a thick window like the other windows, so like the wind can cut through. So the wind cut through the window, and it was kind of shaking the cabinets a little, which is why it sounded like the kitchen cabinets was closing and opening. And then the trees were like brushing against the side of the house, the branches, which made it kind of sound like footsteps, even though part of me still is kind of like, it was a raccoon. I don't know how we got in, how we got out, where it was hiding, but I still low-key a little bit think that it was still a raccoon up in this house. So I have been like, at this point, I have been really worked up. Like, I was terrified. I thought that like we was gonna have to fight for our life. And I was just like, in that moment, I was just so grateful that my boyfriend was here and that my family stayed so close, because I probably would have just expired on the spot if I was here by myself. And I just think that like it's such a big transition, especially for like me and even my boyfriend, from going from like home where it's, you know, a lot of people, a lot of noise constantly, and you live there your whole life, so you know what your house sounds like even when it's windy. Whereas now I'm here and it is very quiet, because for the most part my boyfriend, he spends the night like every night. So for the most part, you know, we're in the same room together, so we know the only place where noise should be is in the bedroom versus anywhere else in the house. So it's very quiet, and you know, we just like kind of moved in, so we don't know the sounds of the house. So long story short, it's a good thing I didn't call the police because apparently it was nothing in here. But I tell you, I almost like passed out. Like, just watch this video of these raccoons one more time. They look vicious, okay? So I hope that you guys found this story as amusing as my entire family did. Because my dad is still laughing about it. Like, he's still talking trash. Like, you know, gotta make sure we call you before we come because you are already scared of everything. And he over here, every time I see him, he make that dang on fake raccoon noise, which I still thought was a real raccoon. And so I just can't with him and the raccoons right now. But hopefully you guys like this this quick little story about how I'm apparently crazy. I hope that you like this video, as well as subscribe to my channel. Please comment below any crazy stories you've had when you first moved somewhere, or when you thought something or someone was up in your house and you acted an absolute fool. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you all have an amazing day.